What's good, y'all? Back again. Another day. It's going down in Yorktown, baby. We here and we doing it again. It's a big Thursday night. Your boy keeping it kind of low right now. I'm probably turn up a little later, but the kids are going to sleep. We got a big day tomorrow. I'm thinking about doing another giveaway too, man. Y'all let me know if y'all want it. I have some Panthers tickets for Sunday. The Panthers are going to be playing the Green Bay Packers. That's right, the Green Bay Packers. And I have two tickets. Nothing fancy, anything like that. They're nosebleeds, but they're free. You know what I'm saying? So I got the two tickets for the free ski that I'm looking to give away. If y'all want it, let me know. If not, then I'll probably just give them to somebody that I know that would probably want to go to the game on Christmas Eve. That's the other thing. It is on Christmas Eve. So y'all let me know, man. If y'all want us to do another giveaway, then I could set up something and give them away. If not, I have plenty friends who I could just give them to and we keep it rocking. But got a lot of things that I want to talk about tonight. First and foremost, man, we got to talk about this little boy. Well, not a little boy. He's 18. He's an adult. We got to talk about this guy over in England well, the UK. I don't know what part of the UK, who decided to hack into Rockstar Games, and he released a lot of leaks of Grand Theft Auto 6, and they finally gave him his sentencing. And it looks like he is British. It looks like they sentenced the British teenager to um, a hospital apparently. So the thing about this is I've been looking on social media and everybody's talking about conspiracy theory and this is the police state and they're going hard on this little boy and all this other stuff. But we got to look at a couple things. First of all, he's 18, so he's not a little boy. He's an adult. I don't know how it works over there in Great Britain, but over here, you could be 16, and if you a certain color, you do certain things, man, they will treat you a certain way. So, in my eyes, he's 18, he's adult. So it is what it is. But the other thing that's very interesting is, what I'm saying, they said that they let him out on bail, and while he was out on bail, he hacked a couple other companies as well using a Fire Stick, a cell phone, and a hotel TV. So little dude was out here playing MacGyver and hacking into major businesses, and we supposed to be upset because they put him where they put him because he was deemed unfit for, what I'm saying, just going to prison. Because if he was able to do what he did with y'all, a Fire Stick, a cell phone, and a hotel TV at a travel lodge, you know what I'm saying? It dude would have been capable of some Mr. Robot level scams and what I'm saying, scenarios. If y'all never seen Mr. Robot, y'all need to check that out. It's a really great show. It's created by the same guy that wrote the show that the movie that everybody's going crazy over right now, Leave the World Behind. I definitely encourage you to check out Mr. Robot because that's what dude sounds like. He is on some other stuff. And it even came to the point where, they asked him if he would stop. And he was like, yeah, nah, I'm gonna keep doing it. So let me show y'all real quick. Um, Let me show y'all because dude was really on some other stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? He stole 90 clips and he was sitting to hospital. So while he was out on bail, apparently he's autistic. While he was out on bail, he hacked NVIDIA and BTEE. I don't know what BTEE is, but he hacked Rockstar Games as well. He couldn't have a laptop, so he used an Amazon Fire Stick, a TV, and a mobile phone. It's crazy. Apparently, he's a part of a hacking group, which means You know what I'm saying? He might have to take one for the team, but I'm pretty sure the crew is still out here actively moving and doing whatever they're gonna do. Um, Apparently he's been violent in custody, damaged a lot of property. They deemed him unfit to stand trial because of his autism. And you know what I'm saying? He said he was going to do cyber crimes as soon as he got out. So I don't think, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, well, you know, it is what it is, bro. And I'm looking, man, it seemed like everybody want us to feel sorry for him, but you know, this guy is using the technology and everything to just go in, bro. And again, you worry about hackers and you worry about, people exploiting the internet for ill gains. And dude was really on some stuff, man. So, I think we got to look at the whole story and get context before we start, just assuming that it's the police state and whatnot. And maybe it is. Maybe he was like on some hacktivist type behavior, but we don't know that. So he's good where he's at, in my opinion. Something else I saw, um, we got some human rights groups that are mad at Meta because Meta decided that they don't want people talking about pro-Palestine things on the Meta platform. Now, the thing about that is Meta is a privately owned company. So, you can sit up here and complain about the fact that Meta is may or may not be allegedly blocking content, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, Meta can do what they want, bro. Like that's just the long and short of it. You know, if you post in Free Palestine and stop the genocide, you got to remember Mark Zuckerberg is Jewish, bro. So, if he don't want that on his platform, what you going to do? You know, we know, and we've known for a long time how Meta gets down and how Meta operates. And so you got to make the conscious decision if you're going to use their platform, it is what it is. And, unless you're going to make up your own platform where you can control what you say and you can dictate your freedom of speech, you got to understand you playing in somebody else's house. And I think a lot of people depend too much on social media to get their message across anyway. It's a lot of social media warriors and keyboard click ninjas and knights that use the internet to try to make points and stuff, and they really don't be doing any work. So if you're going in this man's house, which is Meta, and you think you just going to say whatever you want that goes against his belief system, because again he's Jewish, and I don't know to what capacity he believes or what he supports or what he doesn't support, but it's his platform. It is what it is. The same way, Elon uses Twitter, how it sees fit and it goes with his narrative and his agenda. I mean, you got to remember these aren't like government platforms, or these aren't, you know, just things where they're protected by certain things. Like these are private companies or they're public companies, but at the end of the day, they still can do what they want with their companies and control it how they see fit and use it to tailor what they want. If they got into issues regarding elections and things of that nature, you think they care about what people say about something that they don't support? Man, they'll railroad that stuff and shut it down and shadow ban you or whatever they got to do. But the thing is, again, people have been saying this for years. So I don't understand why it's still, the topic of contention or something that people feel like they have to discuss or that they have to bring to attention. I mean, it is what it is. They've been doing it, they're going to keep doing it. So you got to decide how you going to use their platform, because at the end of the day, it's their platform and they're going to use it how they see fit to fit their agenda. If you don't like it, then ain't really much you can do about it. That's just how Meta gets down, and that's the same thing for Facebook, Instagram, all of these social media sites. You know, that's just what it is. I think, and I can honestly say, in my personal opinion, I haven't really been using social media as much. Man, I've been doing all kind of other stuff. I just haven't really felt the need. I get on IG, respond to a couple DMs. I got a lot of friends that like to send me stuff, so I'll chop in and check it in with them, man, see what they got going on, things of that nature. But for the most part, bro, I don't even be on social media like that at this point, man, because it is what it is. You know what you're getting into. I really don't like the way the algorithms work. Um, you know, I do this because I enjoy it. I love talking to the people at Yorktown, man. I love growing the channel. And, Instagram, here's the thing. Instagram, I could use Instagram and just run it up because I am an Instagram partner. I'm qualified. I meet the requirements. I got enough followers and all that good stuff. So I could run up my Instagram and sell a bunch of stuff or put out some ads and start marketing it. And that may be something I need to look into a little bit more that I haven't actively been engaged in. But I don't know, man. I just don't use the platform the way that I used to in the past. So it kind of is what it is. But basically, in a nutshell, Instagram is being Instagram again. Well, Meta rather. You know what it is when you sign up. It is what it is. If you're going to use it, use it. If not, hey, that's that on that. Ain't really much to say. I mean, that's been going on for the longest. Black people have been screaming it for the longest, man, and it's nothing new. So at this point, I really don't see the need to talk about it that much. It's just not that interesting in me. Um, Something else I wanted to let y'all know I thought it was pretty interesting. Right now, Adidas is running a sale on gift cards. So if you buy a $100 gift card, you can get it for $75. That is going right up until Christmas Eve. Oh, actually, my bad. No, that lasts until December 31st, New Year's Eve. So, you know what I'm saying? You go. I know everybody wants the Sambas right now. Those are always hot, shell toes, the classics, things like that. Right now, Adidas is running a sale. I know Kanye fans probably ain't gonna rock with it, but yeah, man, you can get the Adidas $100 gift card for $75, which means you basically save $25 on your next purchase, however you want to use it. So don't say I ain't never gave you nothing. And lastly, what I wanted to talk about tonight was, we got to get our recession talk in. We got to get our recession talk in. We got to do it. So apparently, it looks like there's going to be a crash coming. No surprises there. Again, if you rock with Yorktown, this is not news. This is something that we've been talking about for the longest, but it looks like commercial real estate is crashing, which commercial real estate basically is real estate that you have buildings in. So typically when the real estate market on the commercial sector crashes, what happens is, let's use Bed Bath and Beyond. That's the perfect example. So people stopped going to Bed Bath and Beyond, or Bed Bath and Beyond wasn't able to make the money that they usually made, which means that they couldn't pay their rent for the spaces that they were in. And most big businesses, or chains, or franchises, what they do is called a triple net lease, which means they basically act like they own it, but they don't own it and they still pay rent. So a lot of grocery stores use triple net leases. Like, I know Food Lion does it, but other grocery stores, they'll have somebody build it and develop it. They'll move in and they'll take care of the maintenance. They'll take care of anything that goes wrong, but they'll still pay rent, which is a triple net lease. And for my detail people that need the actual definition, let's go to Investopedia real quick so y'all can have that. I just want to make sure that I'm giving y'all accurate information, so I give it to you in an easy way, but we also going to talk about it at a very high level. So a triple net lease is a lease agreement on a property whereby the tenant or leasee promises to pay all of the expenses on the property, just like I told you, including taxes, building insurance, and maintenance. These expenses are in addition to the cost of rent and utilities. So people typically do triple net leases because the rents are lower and it allows the tenant to take care of everything, which in their case, it usually benefits them because it lowers the rent. Even though they're paying taxes and they'll be paying everything else, it kind of works for them because, you know, if they do it at scale and the rents are lower, usually they're able to work out tax benefits with local governments and, they get incentives. So the taxes will be cheaper if a food line is paying the taxes rather than the developer that actually owns the space. So that is one of the benefits of a triple net lease, and that's typically why you know buildings, like I said, Food Lion does it. CVS probably does it. I think anytime you see those big box stores in those shopping center developments, like a TJ Maxx or a Ross, places like those, they typically do triple net leases, and they pay all of that other stuff, but they still have to pay their rent. And so, what happens when commercial sectors or retail spaces can't pay their rent in enough places, then they end up going out of business. So because the debts pile up. And, depending on who you listen to, they'll say that debt is good. And there are some instances in where debt works out. I was listening, I'd be on my nerd stuff. I was listening to a historical podcast today, actually, about Julius Caesar. And Julius Caesar ran up a lot of debt when he was running for first consul, which was basically like their president in ancient Rome terms. So he ran up a lot of debt just branding and promoting himself, putting himself out there with the hopes of becoming first consul, going to war, and then paying that thing off. And side note, I know a lot of people think that the war industrial complex is something that's new, but this has been going on since the Roman Empire. Like I said, Julius Caesar ran up a whole bunch of debt with the hopes of becoming first consul, aka president, in that time, just for simplicity, so that he could pay off his debt by going to war, which he did. And that's how Julius Caesar became Julius Caesar. If he would have not became first consul, he would have had all of that debt. We probably would have never known who he was. But because he ran up that debt, he put himself out there, became very popular and very famous in the Russian, I mean, not Russian, in the Roman Empire. He was able to finesse his way into becoming the top man. And then he paid off all his debt by going to war. So, a little fun fact about history. But, anyways, the commercial real estate sector is at risk of seeing its biggest crash since 2008. And that could slam US banks with up to $160 billion in losses. 160 billion with a B, $160 billion in losses. So if banks lose that much money, what y'all think gonna happen, bro? Like, let's sit here and be not even that analytical, but let's just look at the facts. So if these banks lose $160 billion, what do you think is gonna happen? Now, mind you, banks loan out other people's money and that money is used to invest in things. So if these banks lose that much money, that means people that are investing in these banks are going to lose money, or the bank takes the hit, but then the bank goes under. If the bank goes under, then the people still lose their money once it's no longer insured. And if they can't pay it anyway, then the money's gone. So yeah, um, research from USC, Columbia, Stanford, and Northwestern. Assessing the impact of higher for longer interest rates on the commercial real estate industry and U.S. banking. Let's see. The paper titled Money Tightening, Commercial Real Estate Distress, and U.S. Bank Fragility used a framework developed earlier to examine the Fed's aggressive rate hikes in 2022, which weighed down assets like stocks, bonds, and commercial real estate. It is estimated that due to declines in property value from rate hikes and remote work, about 14% of all loans and 44% of office loans are in negative equity, meaning current values are less than outstanding loan balances. All right, so this is more of the office sector. Earlier, the example that I gave you was based on the retail sector. So actually reading it gives me a little bit more context. So with that being said, we're gonna swing it and go in a slightly different direction, and I'm gonna show you why. So when you talk about office space, let's see, Charlotte. Let me put y'all on some game real quick. I think we talked about it before, but if not, we definitely about to get into it. Um, Charlotte, Wells Fargo building. All right. I believe we talked about it before. So remember I told y'all, maybe, maybe not, about the Wells Fargo building in Charlotte, North Carolina, facing foreclosure. So if you live in Charlotte, then you're familiar with this building right here. Um, looks like a big arch on the top and a very big glass structure. So this is the Wells Fargo One building, and it's going into receivership, which means basically Wells Fargo said they're going to stop paying their bills because people aren't really, well, actually, they sold it a while ago. They sold it to Florida based Vision Properties. So, Florida based Vision Properties said they're going to stop paying the bills. Vision expressed interest in sending the building back to the borrower. So, they basically decided that they were going to stop paying the bills. And, when that happens, the bank doesn't get their money. Basically, this is like a mortgage for on a much larger scale. So when you stop paying the bills on your mortgage, the house goes into foreclosure, which means the bank will take it back. Usually, because the bank doesn't like to hold real estate, they'll auction it off and sell it to the highest bidder, recoup what they can, and move on. At a large scale, that's what's going on right now. So the people said that they were going to stop paying their bills. Um, the bank said, all right, well, we're just going to take it back. But the thing is, with a building like that, the bank doesn't want to take it back, because if they auction it, you know, they put a lot of money in investing in this. It's $157 million, bro. So, that's just $157 million sitting out there that the bank has to try to get back a fraction of if it goes to auction. So these are the types of things that are going on right now. And that is basically what this article is discussing, because it's talking about office space and it's talking about remote work. So basically, these offices and these companies are deciding that, they're not really using the offices like that anymore. They're doing remote work and hybrid work. So you have people coming casually, and the value of these spaces aren't really going the way that they used to. So people aren't really paying the rent that they used to pay. And as a result, 10 to 20% of all commercial real estate loans could default on the low end. And that's because the interest rates are so high, guys. So basically, it's getting real, bro. We got a lot going on. We really live in interesting times, and it's gonna be interesting to see how everything plays out. Um, we just have to be in the moment, learn what we can, strike when we can, pay attention, and try to make the best out of it, guys. But on that note, I'm about to go ahead on and wrap up. I have to get ready. We got a busy day tomorrow. I know I keep saying I'm gonna bring the vlog back, but I don't know. It'll get back when it get back, guys. We gonna figure it out. I appreciate you tuning in. If you're watching the playback, I appreciate you checking in with your boy, and I'm gonna holler at you on the next one.